All praises to Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shah Bahashim Rakakwadash. This gonna be a video named "This is not a black slash Afro." Nope, this is not a black slash Negro thing only, right? Because you got a lot of individualites and fake Israelites that come out of that black conscious movement and that Pan African movement and try to mix it in with the knowledge of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah and try to make it seem as that the Southern Kingdom and the Northern Kingdom are only black, so-called black and Negroes. But that's just not true, right? The so-called black, Hispanic, and Native are the Israelites. This is not a black slash Negro only thing, right? you got so-called Chinese man, right, that are actually Israelites, right? You got so-called Arabs that are actually Israelites, right? This is not a skin color thing. Let's get Jeremiah 12:9. Where 12:8 says, or 12:9 says, "My heritage is unto me as a speckled bird. The birds round about me are against her. Come ye, assemble all the beasts of the field, come to devour." Right? So our heritage as the Israelites is unto us as a speckled bird. Right? If you know anything about a speckled bird, it comes in all different, types of colors, but it's all the same species. Right? Let's look at speckled birds. Let's get a couple images. See that? Speckled birds come in all type of different colors, man. You got an orange speckled bird or a red. Then you got one that's, grayish, yellowish. You got a blue speckled bird, right? Let's see if we get some more colors. You got a dark red speckled bird, right? You got a gray and green speckled bird. Speckled birds come in all different types of colors, right? But it's all the same species. The same thing with the Israelites, man. Our heritage is unto us as a speckled bird, meaning we come in all different types of colors and shades and languages, right? But we're all the same kindred, right? Which are the Israelites. So this is not a black only thing, man, because you got Israelites that's not going, look black, man. The same way you got Israelites who's not going to look Hispanic or Native American, right? You might have an Israelite who looks like a so-called white man, who looks like an Edomite in the flesh, but his spirit, right? He has a spirit of an Israelite, and more than likely, his father goes back to a bloodline Israelite, right? So this is not a black only thing, man. That's a simple, mindset to have while in this walk, right? Let's get Romans 8 and verse 16. It says, "The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of Yahweh." So, the Spirit is going to always show forth, man. You could always tell, if this man's a heathen or he's a Israelite by the Spirit, right? Some so-called black men, they don't have the spirit of an Israelite, man. Some of them has spirits of Edomites, right? Spirits of hate, strife and murder against, their so-called brethren. And I say so-called because some of these so-called black men are actually, Israelites, right? That's why Yahweh Shai has to come and separate the tares from the wheats, right? Going into, Israelite looking heathen. Slakia, not Israelite looking heathen. Heathen looking Israelites, man. Right? You got actual heathen, right? You got actual Edomites and Moabites and Japhites and Ishmaelites that look like a so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American. But their bloodline goes back to the heathen. right? So this is not a black only thing, man. Somebody could be looking like Wesley Snipes, but their fathers, all the way going back to probably, let's say, like 500 years, traces back to a purebred Edomite, right? So you really can't go off the skin color. It's not a skin color thing, man, right? The Israelites were scattered through the four corners of the earth, right? Let's get James 1:1. It says, James, a servant of Yahweh and of the Lord Yahweh Shah Mashiach, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad. Greetings. Right? So the 12 tribes have been scattered abroad through the four corners of the earth. Right? You have Israelites in every part of the earth, man. Right? Mixed in with every, nation of people. So you're going to have Israelites that look like a so-called white man, man. You're gonna have Israelites that look like a so-called Chinese man. You're gonna have Israelites that look like an African, right? You're gonna have Israelites that look like an Arab, right? Because what? Our heritage is unto us as a speckled bird, right? This is Jeremiah 12:9 again. It says, my heritage is unto me as a speckled bird, right? Meaning the Israelites come in all different, shades and colors, man, right? They can have blonde hair, man, right? They can have straight hair. They can have blue eyes. It's all based off the seed line of your father, right? If a so-called black man, right, lays down with the so-called white woman, and the child comes out like this, let's get an example. For example, let's go to Blake Griffin's son, right? Right. So you see this right here? This is uh can I zoom in on this? Well, you see it, man. This is Blake Griffin's son right here, man. But Blake Griffin, if you see his father, right? His father is a so-called Haitian, right? But this is how Blake Griffin came out. And this is how, Blake Griffin later on married a so-called white woman, which is not against the law. We could get into that too. But we're gonna stay on topic. Blake Griffin later on down the line married a so-called white woman, and this is how his son came out, man. This is why I said an Israelite can have blonde hair, right? This looks like a so-called Edomite baby, man, but this is actually an Israelite right here. And let's get Numbers 1:18, because if your father's an Israelite and your mother's a so-called Edomite, you're still an Israelite, man. And this is another thing, this is another stumbling block. People coming to the knowledge of the truth with that mixed ideology, man. That's something that came from Babylon the Great, man. Right? Being mixed. It always been based off the bloodline of your father, right? You might not look exactly like your father, but you're gonna have some features like your father, and you're gonna have some features like your mother. But it's all based off the seed of your father, right? This is Numbers 1:18. It says, and they assemble all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declare their pedigrees, right? And your pedigree, that's your lineage, right? Who you descend from. So they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers, right? So, this is how they declared who you descended from, right? What tribe you came from by the house of your father, right? It was never based off your mother. So, your mother could have been a heathen as long as your father was an Israelite. You was an Israelite, right? And you got Israelites that look like so-called white men, right? Example, Blake Griffin's son, man. Right? You gonna have Israelites that look like a so-called Japanese man. Because what, man? We were scattered, man. Let's get the curses real quick. Deuteronomy 28 and verse 64. It says, and Yahweh shall scatter thee among all people from the one end of the earth even unto the other. So the Most High, scattered us from the one end of the earth even unto the other, man. He left us in all different nations, right? And in those nations, we mixed and mingled with the heathen woman, man, right? And Israel was known for doing this, right? Israel was known for mixing with heathen women, right? We still do it today. So you're gonna have Israelites today that look like, look different from, a so-called black man, because what? This is not a black Negro only thing, man. This is something way deeper than that, man. This is way spiritual than that, right? That's right. It's spiritual, right? It's not known to the natural mind, man. But it's the truth of the scriptures, man. You're gonna have Israelites that look like all type of nations, right? And Hamites, Hamites are so called black, right? Y'all are consider them black because they got the same skin as us, man. But the truth is that they come out of the line of Ham, and Israelites come out of the line of Shem. So they're not the same people. For example, let's get Acts 26 and 4. Nope. Acts 21 and verse 36, I believe. Let's see. Okay, it's verse 37. It says, and as Paul was to be led into the castle, he said unto the chief captain, may I speak unto thee? Who said, canst thou speak Greek? So Paul is in prison right now. He's asking the chief captain, can he talk to him? And the chief captain was astonished, and he asked him, can he speak Greek? And then the chief captain said in verse 38, are not thou that Egyptian which before these days madest an uproar and led us out into the wilderness 4,000 men that were murderers, right? But Paul said, I am a man which am a Jew of Taurus, a city in Cilicia, a citizen of no mean city, and I beseech thee, suffer me to speak unto the people, right? So Paul was mistaken for the Egyptian, man, and the ancient Egyptians, were very dark toned people, but they're not the same people, right? A Jew, right? Israelites and Egyptians don't come out of the same bloodline, man. Israelites come out of Noah to Shem, right? Egyptians come out of Noah to Ham, right? And what did the Most High do, man? Let's get Exodus 11 and 7. It says, but against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, that ye may know that I am Yahweh, by Shem Yahushua, do put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel, right? So you got Paul, Israelite, having the same skin as the so-called Egyptian, but the Most High put a difference between the Egyptians and the Israelites. Why? Because Egyptians are like dogs to the Most High, man. We seen what he did to the Egyptians. He smited their firstborn. He set plagues all throughout the land, right? So we can have the same skin as the Egyptian, right? The same skin tone, but we're totally different people, man, right? The Most High, put a difference between us. We're way more holier than them, right? Matter of fact, they're not holy at all. We are the holy people. We're the only holy people on the earth, man. The Israelite, the so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American, right? And the Most High never made it for us to be joined hand to hand with the so-called Hamites, which are the so-called Africans today. All right, let's get Deuteronomy 32 and verse 7. It says, remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will show thee, thy elders, and they will tell thee. When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. For Yahweh's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. Right? So the Most High separated the sons of Adam, man. He separated the Israelites from the Egyptians, even though they got the same skin color, man. Because what? It's not a black Negro only thing, man. This is not about skin color, right? This is about really this is about Yahweh Bashim Yahushua delivering the elect, which are gonna come out of, all different nations, man. Right? In kindreds and tongues. Right? Let's get that. Let's get Revelations chapter 7. In verse 9 it says, After this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude, which no man could number, of all nations, and kindreds, and people and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands. So you're going to have a multitude, man, of all nations, or should I say out of all nations, kindreds, and peoples and tongues, man. And this is all talking about Israelites right here. Why? Because the Israelites were scattered through the four corners of the earth, man. Right? They were scattered and put into every, nation, and through them being put in all these nations, they spoke different tongues. Right? For example, let's get Acts. First, let's pull up this real quick to prove that Revelation 7 is talking about Israelites. Because when you go back and when you go into this word kindreds in Revelation chapter 7, this is talking about Israelites, man. Like, this is the Greek word for kindreds.
Strong's G 5443. Foulé. Foulé.
So the Greek word for kindreds is phule, and it means a tribe. The first definition. In the New Testament, all the persons descending from one of the 12 sons of the patriarch Jacob. Right? So this is going to all, all the descendants of one of the 12 sons of Jacob, man, when you read in Revelation chapter 7 and verse 9. Right? These Israelites are coming out of all nations, right? Kindreds, peoples, and tongues, man. Coming from the lands where the Most High, scattered them. Right? This is Acts 2 and verse 5. It says, And there were dwelling at Jerusalem Jews, devout men, out of every nation under heaven. Right? So you had, devout men that were Jews coming from every nation under heaven, man. It says, Now when this was noised abroad, the multitude came together and were confounded, because that every man heard them speak in his own language. Right? So they wasn't speaking, one language, man. They were speaking different tongues, because tongues is going into different languages. Right? Let's see if we could get that too in the Blue Letter Bible. Let's see. The Greek word for tongues is
Strong's G 1100. Glossa. Glossa.
So the Greek word is glossa, right? And it means the tongue, a member of the body, an origin of speech, a tongue. The first definition, the language or dialect used by a particular people, distinct from that of other nations. So this is going into different languages, man. Not, what the so-called Christian church does today, what they call speaking in tongues, when they, get the babbling and speaking all that nonsense that don't even mean nothing, right? That they don't have any interpreter to interpret what they're saying. It's not talking about that. It's talking about different languages, man, right? So you had Jews from every nation under heaven speaking in different tongues, man, speaking in different languages. Verse 6, it says, Now when this noise was abroad, now when this was noised abroad, the multitude came together and were confounded, because that every man heard them speak in his own language. Right? Because that's what tongues mean, your own language. Right? I'm speaking the English tongue right now. right? I know some people that speak the Spanish tongue, right? I know some people that speak, the Jamaican tongue, right? Reading on, it says, and they were all amazed and marveled, saying one to another, behold, are not all these which speak Galileans? And how hear we every man in our own tongue, wherein we are born? Parent, Parthians and Medes and Elamites and dwellers in Mesopotamia, Mesopotamia, and in Judea, in Cappadocia, and Pontus, and Asia. So this is giving you a list of all the places where these devout Jews came from, right? Why are they speaking all these different languages? Because these are the places of where they came from, man. Right? Reading on, verse 10. Pargia and Pamphylia and Egypt, and in the parts of Libya about Cyrene, and strangers of Rome, Jews and proselytes, Crates and Arabians, we do hear them speak in our tongues the wonderful works of Yahweh, right? And all these places that was named, you know, these are where the Jews came out of, man. Right? Verse 5 again, it says, and there were dwelling at Jerusalem Jews, devout man, out of every nation under heaven. So you had these Jews come out of all these nations, man. So you probably had Jews that looked like Moabites, right? In that church. You probably had Jews that looked like Ishmaelites, right? You probably had Jews that looked like Africans and Edomites, but they were all Jews, man. Devout man, right? Let's get Matthew chapter 24 and 30. It says, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn. And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect. So this is only about the elect, man. Only the elect will be delivered out of this destruction that's coming upon Babylon the Great. It says, from the four winds, from one end of the heaven to the other. So, Yahweh Shah is going to be gathering. He's going to send his angels out to gather the Israelites, right? The elect from all nations, right? The four corners of the earth. Not only Africa, you Pan-Africans, right? Not only America or Jamaica, man, or Haiti, right? Because this is not a black only thing, man. You got Israelites in Asia. You got Israelites in Europe. You got Israelites in Russia, right? You got Israelites in Africa, right? In South America. You got Israelites everywhere, man. And they don't all look black, man. And neither are they all so-called black men, right? The Israelites make up today the so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American, man. And I said so-called because there's no fucking such things like it. There's no such thing as black, man. That's just the color out of crayon box, right? There's no such thing as a Hispanic, man, right? That was given to the Northern Kingdom brothers, right? I believe that means property of Spain. That was given to them by the conquistadors. There's no such thing as a Native American, man, because first of all, this place was never even called, America, man. This place was called Azareth, according to the scripture. And we can read that too. They wasn't called Native Americans, man. It was called, Zebulon, Naphtali, Gad, Reuben, Simeon, Issachar, right? The 10 tribes that came over here. Right, this is 2nd Esdras chapter 13 and verse 40 says, those are the 10 tribes, right, which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea, the king, who Salamazar, the king of Assyria, led away captive. He carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. But they took this counsel among themselves, that they will leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a farther country where never mankind dwelt, that they might keep their statutes which they never kept in their own land, right? In a land that never mankind dwelt, right, was talking about uh so-called North all the way to South America, man. This part of the earth, mankind wasn't dwelling here. The Northern Kingdom, the 10 tribes, was the uh first souls that touched down over here. Verse 43, it says, and they enter into Euphrates by the narrow places of the river. For Yahweh then showed signs for them, and held still the flood till they were passed over. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half, and the same region is called Azareth. Then dwelt they there into the latter time, and now when they shall begin to come. Right? We in the latter times right now. The latter times started when Yahweh Shah stepped on the scene. So, the Northern Kingdom been over here all the way since this was written all the way to now, man. Right? So this is not a black only thing, man. This is a Israelite thing, right? If you saying this is a black only thing, man, you saying that the Hispanic and Native Americans are not a part of this? No, man, you not a part of this, right? You think you leaving out the so-called Hispanic and Native American? You only leaving out yourself, man, because you don't have the truth, man. Yahweh Shah is gonna leave you out, right? Saying some shit like that. This is not just about so-called black man, right? This is not a Negro only thing, man. Let's get Matthew chapter 9, man. You gotta leave that shit out when you come into this knowledge, right? That's that black conscious and that Pan-African spirit. This is Matthew 9 and verse 16. It says, no man putteth a piece of new cloth unto an old garment, for that which is put in to fill it up, take it from the garment, and the rent is made worse. Neither do man put the new wine into old bottles, else the bottles break, and the wine runneth out, and the bottles perish. But they put new wine into new bottles, and both are preserved. Right? So you can't bring that old wine, man, which is that falsehood, thinking that so-called Southern Kingdom and Africans are the same people, and it's only just a black Afro thing. First of all, them fucking Hamites, they don't even grow afros, man. They could barely grow a damn beard, and they not even, their skin is way darker than ours, man. You could tell a real Hamite by their damn features, man. Right? They can't grow hair. They can't grow a real afro, man. They can't grow a full beard. What else, man? The skin is like, our skin is, that fine brass, man. Right? Their skin is like a purplish black, man. It's like black. We don't look like no Hamites, man. You could tell the difference between a true bred Hamite and a Southern Kingdom Israelite, man. But the point is that, when Yahweh Shah returns, he's coming back to gather the Israelites, the so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American, from the four corners of the earth, out of all nations. Right? This is Isaiah chapter 11 and verse 11. It says, and it shall come to pass in that day that Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shah, shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which will be left from Assyria. Right? So you got our people in Assyria. You think they look like so-called Negroes, man? No, they look like some Assyrians, man. Let's look up how a modern day Assyrian looks. It's your Syrians, man. Let's see. Right? You got Israelites mixed among these people, man. Right? It's probably a damn Israelite in this damn photo. You just never know, man. But when Yahweh Shah is sent back by the Heavenly Father, he's gonna gather Israelites from Assyria, right? And from Egypt, and from Pathros, and from Cush, and from Elam, right? Your Elam is your East Indians, right? Let's look up an East Indian. I believe Elamite is an Indian, period, man. right? You're gonna have damn Israelites mixed among, these ain't no fucking Israelites right here, but you're gonna have Israelites mixed among these, these Elamites, these Indians, man. Right? These East Indians. Like, look, you think this is East Indian, man? This is a damn man, this is a damn Israelite woman right here, man. You could just tell. Well, I'm not gonna say, she's I'll take that back. But she looks like an Israelite woman, man. She can't possibly be, it's a high percentage that she's possibly a Israelite, man. Right? Or what if that's just a damn Jake woman in fucking America trying to act like a damn Elamite? But the point is, man, you got, right? Let's see. You got Israelites mixed among these people, man. Mixed among these East Indians, man. Right? Let's see. Let's go back. So, it's gonna be Israelites that's gonna be gathered out of Elam, like and from Shinar, and from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea, right? From the Samoans, man. Them Japhites, them Islanders, them Hawaiians, man. You got Israelites over there. You think they're gonna look like a so-called black man, man? No, they're gonna look like the people that they've been mixing and mingling with, right? And every Israelite doesn't come from, the southern kingdom, man. You got a whole northern kingdom that's way, enlarged and numbered than the southern kingdom, man. Right? Let's see. Verse 12, it says, and he shall set up an ensign for the nations and shall assemble the outcast of Israel and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. So you even got southern kingdom, mixed in throughout the four corners of the earth, man. You got every tribe of the 12 sons of Israel mixed up through the four corners of the earth, man. Looking like all different type of people. And the Most High is only gonna save a remnant, right? He's only gonna save his elect. And if you're saying this is a black only thing and a Negro only thing, it's a possibility that you're not of the elect, right? Let's get Jeremiah 16 and verse 14. It says, therefore, behold, Slakia. Let's read verse 13. Well, let's read verse 12 because, we were scattered, man. We were scattered in all those places that we just read in Isaiah. Verse 12, it says, and ye have done worse than your fathers, for behold, you walk every one after the imagination of his evil heart. Right? As it is written, the heart is deceitful above all things. And yet, as a nation, we walk within our evil heart, man. Right? And we went off as a nation of people. We played the harlot against, Yahweh. Reading on, it says that they might not hearken unto me. Therefore will I cast you out of this land into a land that ye know not, neither ye nor your fathers, and there shall ye serve other powers day and night, where I will not show you favor. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that it shall no more be said, Yahweh liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But Yahweh liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north. Right? And we're in the land of the north, man. From so-called North to South America. This is the land of the north. It says, and from all the lands whither he had driven them. Right? And where did he drive us? He drove us into the four corners of the earth, man. From one end of the earth even to the other. Into all nations. It says, and I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers. Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith Yahweh, right? And where are the fishers at, man? The fishers are bringing out this word, trying to, seal and get his truth to the elect, the hopeful elect. It says, saith Yahweh, and they shall fish them, and after I will send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks, right? Let's get Amos 9 and verse 8. It says, behold, the eyes of Yahweh power are upon the sinful kingdom, and the eyes that are upon the sinful kingdom are the angels, right? The angels are taking the reports of what's going on, and they're taking it back to the Heavenly Father. It says, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, save Yahweh. For lo, I will command, and I will sift the house of Israel among all nations. Right? And do you think every nation is inside Africa, man? Right? Do you think every nation, right, is in America? The answer is more than likely yes. But the Most High is gonna sift the elect from all those nations, right? It says, yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth. All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. Right? So the Most High is going to, sift, right? Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is going to sift the elect from all nations, man. And in those nations, you're going to have Israelites that look like a so-called white man. You're going to have Israelites that look like a so-called Japanese man, a so-called East Indian, Arab, right? You know, it's not a black only thing, man. But, we're going to wrap it up right here. The point was made. Lord willing, this was edifying. All praises to Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shah Bahashim, Rakak Kodash Shalom. Oh.